Hi, Jeff Dickens III here with Bible Babble. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while, but anyway, let's cut to the chase. So, today we're going to be talking about the story of Gideon, and this is found in the Old Testament. And so, it starts off with Gideon as being a guy who's not really well known around his town, and God comes to him with a special purpose, and Gideon kind of doubts him and says, "Are you truly God?" Now, God being God's like, "Here, I can prove it to you." So Gideon's like, he takes this piece of wool, sets it on the ground, and says, "By morning, I want that piece of wool wet and the ground dry." And God said, "Whatever." So the next morning, Gideon woke, and normal day, he went outside, ground dry, of course, no dew or anything, walks over, and the fleece is drenched. And he kind of squeezes it, lets the water out and stuff. And so God reappears and he's like, "Will you lead my army into battle?" And Gideon's like, "What? No. I still don't believe you're God. That could have just been the dew and that being all squishy and stuff, and could have just attracted all the dew and stuff." And God's like, "Whatever." He's like, "So take this piece of wool again, make it dry, but make the ground around it wet." God's like, "Whatever," again. And so Gideon awoke the next morning, and it was pretty dewy out there. Like, the ground was all moist and stuff. He walked over, picked up the wool, and it was dry. And so God reappeared, and he's like, "So, are you going to lead my people into battle?" And Gideon's like, "Fine, I will." And so Gideon, of course, gathered a bunch of men, and they were ready to go into battle. But God's like, whoa, hold it. That army's too big. So Gideon, in being trustworthy towards God now, he was like, "So how am I supposed to know what's the right size?" And he's like, "Put him to the test." So God has them go through this test, and it lowers the numbers down significantly. Not quite a big army. And so God's like, "This army is still too big." And so Gideon's like, "But this is a pretty small army." And God's like, "It's still too big." So he put him through another test, and this test, they all were doing something else, and eventually Gideon had to send a few more home. And in that, the army was also significantly lowered again. Now, God did this a few more times till the army consisted of around under 10,000 men, or under 1,000. Anyway, so Gideon's like this to God. He's like, "God, this army's a little small. And we don't even have any weapons and stuff." And God's like, "You won't be using weapons." And so they take clay jars and lamps or candles, and in that night, according to God's instructions, they smashed the vases and had a bunch of lights flickering around and stuff. And the enemy down in the valley where they was scared off. And take this into note, that this army was probably one of the greatest armies in the world in size and strength and numbers. And with the power of God and Gideon, they were able to win and scare off the enemy, and they saved the Israelites and stuff. So that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a like and hit that notification bell for more videos. I'm sorry for I'm sorry for not posting videos in a while. I'm going to try getting on that more. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Jeff Dickens III signing off.